You, chosen one, did not arrive here by accident. Do not let the distractions of the world deceive you into believing this is a coincidence or a random encounter. This moment was ordained long before time wore its first shadow. Long before you were formed in the secret place, this message was written into your story, etched by the hand of God into the divine blueprint of your life. The same voice that called light out of darkness has now called your soul to attention. And as you read these words, know that heaven is not simply speaking, it is summoning. This is not just a message. It is a decree. You are standing on sacred ground. What you feel stirring inside you is not emotion, it is movement. It is the vibration of destiny shifting into place. The wilderness, you've walked through the battles. You've survived, the silence that felt endless, none of it was wasted. Every scar on your spirit has been counted. Every tear has been stored. And now at the appointed hour, heaven is opening the scroll of your next season. You are not being entertained. You are being activated. Chosen one, this is your moment to discern. This is not the time to question why it took so long, why the pain ran so deep, or why others were allowed to pass you by. That chapter is closed. The only question now is, will you obey the call? Because the call is not gentle, it is urgent. It is not optional, it is sacred. The season has shifted. The hour has struck, and those who are not awake will be left clinging to what God has already departed from. You are not being led by suggestion. You are being pulled by prophecy. Everything within you that feels unsettled, every recent shift in your spirit, is not a sign of confusion. It is the tremble of divine instruction. The Lord is summoning you out of what is familiar, not because you are being punished, but because you are being positioned. You are no longer allowed to stay where you were, to settle where it was safe. The weight of your calling has outgrown your surroundings. You were not made to remain. You were made to move. If these words awaken something deep within you, if you know this was written into your story before you were born, comment, 77, I heard the call and I'm ready. Let heaven see your agreement. This is not a scroll. This is a summons. And your response marks the turning point. So hear this clearly, chosen one. The time of silence is over. The hesitation, the delay, the endless waiting, that season is closed. You have been called not as a visitor of glory, but as a vessel of it. You are being sent, and what lies ahead will not look like what you've known. This is not a relocation. It is a revelation. You are not being removed. You are being released. As C.S. Lewis wrote in The Weight of Glory, there are no ordinary people. You have never talked to a mere mortal. You, chosen one, are no mere mortal destined to linger in hesitation. Your calling as a vessel of glory marks you as eternal, and this moment of release is heaven's summons to step into the divine revelation prepared for you. Stand up in your spirit, ready your soul. Pack your discernment and your obedience. You are stepping into territory that was promised, not requested. Heaven is not asking your permission, it is announcing your time. And though you do not see the full picture, your steps have already been ordered. The door before you is not just a threshold, it is a turning point. And when you cross it, nothing about your life will remain the same. This is your call, chosen one. Not just to believe, but to move. Not just to hope, but to obey. The Lord has summoned your soul, and now you must respond. Not later, not when it's convenient. Now, for this hour has been sealed by heaven, and it will not come again. Chosen one, hear this with the weight it carries. You are moving, not simply to another place, not merely across geography, but across dimensions of purpose, identity, and divine order. This is not a transition, it is a crossing. You are being shifted from the realm of what was into the realm of what has always been destined. And yet, the most sacred part of this movement is this: you will not go alone. You were never meant to walk into your next season in isolation. There is someone, yes, someone who has been prepared in silence, refined in obscurity, and aligned by the hand of God to walk beside you. This is not sentiment. This is assignment. This is not coincidence. This is covenant. The person who is coming, who has already been placed on the path ahead, is not an answer to your loneliness, but a response to your purpose. They are not showing up because you need company. They are showing up because your calling requires partnership. And the Lord in His sovereignty has woven your destinies together with a precision that only eternity can explain. Their footsteps are already echoing toward you, even if your eyes have not yet seen them. And when they appear, they will not come with noise, but with knowing. They will not arrive with chaos, but with confirmation. Chosen one, the restlessness you felt lately is not just a discomfort, it is a signal. The spaces that once brought comfort now feel tight, not because you've failed, but because you've outgrown the atmosphere assigned to your former self. You are no longer who you were. The growth has happened quietly, painfully, faithfully. You have been expanding in silence, and now your environment must expand with you. The land you've been in has served its purpose, but it can no longer contain the oil that rests upon you. God is moving you not out of rejection, but out of requirement, and He is not sending you alone. C.S. Lewis, in Mere Christianity, wrote, "It may be hard for an egg to turn into a bird. It would be a jolly sight harder for it to learn to fly while remaining an egg." Your restlessness, chosen one, is the cracking of the shell, the painful but necessary breaking of your old self to soar into the divine purpose ahead. You cannot remain in the confines of your former atmosphere and expect to fly with the one God has prepared to walk beside you. There is one chosen as you are chosen, whose spirit is being stirred by the same current of heaven. You may not yet know their name, but your soul has already felt their presence. They are not far off. They are in proximity to your purpose. And when you meet them, truly meet them, it will not feel like discovery but remembrance. Your spirit will whisper, "There you are." And theirs will respond, "I've been waiting." This is not romance for the sake of affection. This is alignment for the sake of destiny. And it is holy. You, chosen one, are being summoned into a union that reflects heaven. One that carries peace, not pressure. One that confirms, not confuses. One that multiplies your calling instead of draining your strength. The one God is sending is not coming to rescue you. They are coming to walk with you, to guard the treasure God has placed inside of you, to pray when your voice trembles, to believe when your faith wavers. And yes, they will love you not with the shallowness of temporary affection, but with the reverence of one who sees the anointing on your life and chooses to protect it. You must understand this deeply. The move you are stepping into is not only a relocation of physical space, it is a sacred transition into a season where divine companionship will unfold. And with it will come clarity, acceleration, and holy covering. The Lord is not merely rearranging your surroundings. He is reordering your atmosphere. He is not simply opening doors, He is aligning hearts. So, be still, chosen one. Do not strive. Do not chase. Let your spirit recognize what your mind may not yet comprehend. You are moving. You are rising. You are being paired. And when it comes, it will not be chaos. It will be peace. It will not be confusion. It will be a stillness deeper than words. That is how you will know, not by the sound but by the silence. Not by urgency but by alignment. Not by force but by favor. Yes, you are moving. But no, you are not moving alone. Chosen one, you have sensed it. The atmosphere around you has been shifting. What once felt like home now feels heavy. What once felt peaceful now feels piercing. And it is not your imagination. It is revelation. The Holy Spirit has been stirring you not to frighten you but to awaken you. These tremors in your spirit, these nights where rest evades you, these moments of unease in spaces that used to soothe you, they are not coincidences. They are warnings. Holy warnings. Not because you are in danger, but because you are on the verge of destiny. The old ground is breaking. The former place is folding. And you must not resist what heaven is trying to release you from. Your spirit has already outgrown the room you've been living in. Your dreams are touching walls too narrow. Your calling is brushing up against ceilings too low. This restlessness is sacred. It is not to be medicated, pacified, or explained away. It is to be heeded, for the Lord never disrupts without intention, and he never stirs without strategy. If he is unsettling your comfort, it is because your future is being summoned. You cannot remain in what no longer carries his breath, and you must stop apologizing for the spiritual clarity he's giving you. C.S. Lewis, in Letters to Malcolm Chiefly on Prayer, wrote, "We are not necessarily doubting that God will do the best for us. We are wondering how painful the best will turn out to be. Your unease, chosen one, is not a sign of doubt, but a sacred stirring, a painful yet purposeful signal that God's best requires, leaving behind what no longer aligns with your destiny. Embrace this holy warning as preparation for the divine territory ahead. The relationships that no longer fit, the conversations that drain you, the habits that once numbed you, these things are being exposed not for condemnation but for separation. God is cutting you loose from everything that was tying you to your previous identity. Do not mourn what he removes. Do not chase what he is cleansing. For what is ahead of you requires a cleaner spirit, a quieter heart, and a sharper discernment. You are not just being moved, you are being elevated. And not everyone can come with you. There is a sacred danger in clinging to what God has released you from. Many fall not from sin but from sentiment. They confuse history with destiny. But you, chosen one, must walk differently. You must not let familiarity talk you out of fulfillment. The wilderness may feel known, but it is not your inheritance. Egypt may be behind you, but if your heart turns back, your steps will fail. The Lord is not asking you to understand everything. He is asking you to trust the voice that is calling you forward. Isaiah 43:19 speaks clearly to your soul. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth, shall you not perceive it? That is the question ringing in the heavens right now. Shall you not perceive it? Shall you not discern the shift? Shall you not prepare for what is emerging even now beneath the surface of your life? This is not a distant promise. It is a present summons. The ground beneath you is being pulled back like a curtain, and what stands behind it is a landscape of divine appointment. Chosen one, it is time to answer with your movement. You cannot stay planted where the presence has already lifted. The anointing is mobile. The cloud is shifting. The fire is guiding. Follow it, even if it costs you comfort, even if it forces you to walk away from what you once called safe. God does not move you to diminish you. He moves you to distinguish you. So mark this moment. This discomfort is your signal. This detachment is your confirmation. The door is closing not to punish but to protect. What you feel is not confusion. It is divine redirection. And the sooner you obey, the sooner peace will flood in. This is your exodus moment, but only the obedient will cross over. Do not delay, chosen one. You've lingered long enough. What once held you cannot hold you anymore, and what awaits you requires your full release from what is behind. Chosen one, every ache in your chest, every silent cry behind closed doors, every season where it felt like heaven withheld its voice, none of it was in vain. You have been walking through a fire that was never meant to destroy you but to purify you. What others called delay, heaven called preparation. What you perceived as abandonment, God defined as alignment, for you were not being punished. You were being processed for a weight of glory that only the refined can carry. You have stood in rooms where your worth was overlooked. You have stayed faithful in battles no one else saw. You have carried burdens you dared not speak aloud, and still you did not curse the wilderness. You remained. You endured, and though your knees trembled, your soul stayed fixed. That is why this season must shift, because God does not ignore covenant endurance. Your obedience has not gone unnoticed. Your faith has not gone unrewarded. And now the command has gone forth. Release her. Release him. Release the chosen one into the next. C.S. Lewis, in The Problem of Pain, wrote, God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world. Your silent cries. Chosen one were God's megaphone shouting to purify and align you for the glory you are now stepping into. The fire of your trials was not punishment, but preparation, ensuring you are ready to carry the weight of your divine calling. You were not overlooked. You were hidden. You were not rejected. You were reserved. For what God is about to place in your hands required that no defiled voice be near you, no polluted counsel be around you, and no counterfeit comfort distract you. That is why the pruning was so severe. That is why the isolation felt endless, because your next season is not for the faint-hearted. It is for the chosen, and the chosen must be tested. Do not despise the road that led you here. The heartbreak, the betrayal, the false starts, each one chipped away at what was unnecessary, so the core of your calling could emerge, unshaken. God was not letting life fall apart. He was letting illusions collapse. The false timelines, the self-made plans, the relationships built on wounded need instead of divine design. He dismantled them all, not because he is cruel, but because he is precise. He would not let you enter your promised land, dragging Egypt behind you. You have been asking, why did it take so long? But that question can no longer guide your thoughts. The real question is, am I ready now? And heaven answers yes. Yes, you are ready. You are ready, not because you feel strong, but because you are yielded. You are ready, not because the wounds are invisible, but because you bled in silence and chose not to harden. You are ready because you stayed faithful when there was no audience, and you trusted God when there was no guarantee. Chosen one, you are standing at the edge of divine transition, and the only thing you must carry forward is obedience. You do not need to explain where you've been. You do not need to convince anyone of what God whispered to your soul in the stillness. You need only to move. The tests are over. The proving has been completed, and now the release has come. Heaven has signed off on your advancement. The door is not just open, it is commanded, and what lies behind it will make sense of every tear you've sown. But do not carry old language into new territory. Do not dress your next season in garments of survival. You are no longer fighting for existence. You are stepping into establishment. You are not called to wander, you are called to build. And God is sending those who will build with you. But before they can join you, you must rise. You must believe that this time it's real. This time it's right. This time you are ready. So walk forward now, chosen one. The test has ended. The door has opened, and the release is here. Chosen one. The person who is being brought into your life is not entering lightly. They are not arriving by coincidence or driven by fleeting emotion. They too have been prepared. They too have been broken open, remolded and tested in secret places where no one was watching. Just as you were refined in hiddenness, so were they. You were not the only one crying out to heaven. You were not the only one who questioned if love would ever arrive in purity, in truth, in peace. They too were asking. They too were waiting. And now God is answering both of you together. Do not assume that their journey was easier than yours. Do not judge their silence as absence or their unfamiliar face as distance. This person has been walking their own wilderness. Their own soul has endured betrayal, loss, disappointment and pressure. But instead of hardening, they chose healing. Instead of running to distractions, they ran to the altar. That is why they are being entrusted to you, not because they are flawless, but because they are faithful. And faithfulness is heaven's currency in this hour. The Lord has dealt with their pride. He has stripped away shallow motives and false attachments. He has shown them who they are when no one applauds, who they serve when no one is watching. This is not someone chasing the image of love. They are chasing the purpose of it. They have been trained in prayer, They have been awakened in the midnight hour to intercede. Their hands know how to build, and their heart knows how to stay. They have learned the cost of covenant, and that is why they are safe. This person is not coming to complete you. They are coming to align with what God has already completed in you. Their role is not to carry your burden, but to walk under the same weight of calling side by side. You are not being given a distraction, you are being trusted with a counterpart. One whose light does not compete with yours but reflects it. One whose vision does not overshadow yours but magnifies it. One who will look at the oil on your life and not be intimidated but humbled, because they carry oil of their own. Chosen one, when you meet them, your spirit will know. There will be no games, no confusion, no misalignment. Peace will go before them. Integrity will follow behind them. And in their eyes you will not see lust, you will see legacy. You will not see urgency, you will see understanding. You will not have to convince them to stay, because they were assigned to come. And while they may not arrive with thunder or spectacle, they will arrive with the one thing that confirms heaven's seal, holy stillness. When you speak, they will listen. When you pray, they will agree. When you falter, they will lift. And when you shine, they will protect the brightness, not dim it. This is not someone who needs to be persuaded of your value. They have already discerned it in the spirit. Do not compare this arrival to past appearances. This is not what you've known before. This is not someone who is coming to consume you, but to covenant with you. This is not someone who will worship your wounds or idolize your potential. They will see both and love you through all of it. This person has been assigned to guard what God is building in you, and likewise you are being entrusted to honor what God has cultivated in them. So do not fear when they show up. Do not push them away because the memory of disappointment still lingers. Do not retreat into skepticism because you've never known this kind of calm before. This is your mirror, not your mirage. This is your partner, not your pain. And their timing is not late. It is precisely divine. God never sends prematurely what is meant to last eternally. Chosen one, they are coming. They are near, and when they arrive, it will not feel like interruption. It will feel like recognition. Two lives refined by fire, converging in covenant. Two callings once separate, now aligned by heaven's decree. And when the moment comes, you will know this is not fantasy, this is fulfillment. Chosen one, listen closely now. There is one sign above all others that marks this movement. One confirmation that separates divine alignment from mere emotional attachment. That sign is peace, not fleeting fragile peace, but the kind that lingers, that steadies, that surrounds. Peace that surpasses understanding. Peace that quiets the storms within you without explanation. That is how you will know. This is from God. Your peace will follow this person. There was a time when every decision left you anxious, when your soul wrestled in secret, asking again and again, is this right? Is this real? Am I forcing something that should flow? But those days are ending. Because when the one chosen for you draws near, your spirit will not rise in panic, it will settle in peace. Not because they are perfect, not because life will suddenly become effortless, but because their presence is ordered. Heaven breathes through their steps. And your soul, weary from false starts, will recognize its answer. This is the same peace that met you in your prayer closet, the same peace that whispered over you during nights of silent worship, the same peace that carried you through battles you didn't speak about. It is not new, but now it has form. Now it wears a face. Now it walks beside you. And when you encounter it in them, it will feel like confirmation, not confusion. It will feel like the fulfillment of a promise, not the birth of another risk. Pay attention, chosen one, to the silence within you when they speak, to the calm that settles over your heart when they are near. That is the divine whisper saying, this one is safe. This one was sent. They may not look like what you imagined. They may arrive at a time that catches you off guard. But your spirit will not need convincing. Your peace will do the talking. Your discernment will not scream, it will nod gently and say, this is holy ground. And that is how you will know. Not by sparks, but by stillness. Not by adrenaline, but by alignment. Not by grand gestures, but by the invisible gravity of grace pulling you toward purpose. This person will not demand access. They will carry honor. They will not rush you. They will walk in rhythm. And when the conversation turns to the future, there will be no fear, only flow. No guessing, only guidance. Because what is divine never has to be dragged. It reveals itself by the way it rests. The Lord has been preparing your ears to hear this peace, your heart to host it, your body to respond to it. You have lived long enough in turbulence. You have fought through enough false love. This time your inner world will testify. You will not have to beg God for signs, because He has already given you the language of confirmation, the peace that arrives before the door opens, the peace that remains after the conversation ends, the peace that follows a person not because they're charming, but because they're chosen. So trust what you're feeling, chosen one. Trust what's quietly aligning in your life. This is not random. This is not imagination. This is the evidence of what God has ordained from the beginning. You are not just moving into a new place. You are moving into the presence of one who carries a matching assignment. And when you stand beside them, you will feel it. The burden is lighter. The air is clearer. The future is brighter. Because peace has found its home in both of you. And that, beloved, is the sign you've been waiting for. Chosen one, before the fullness of this divine move takes shape, a warning must be spoken into your spirit. Beware of the distractions that come dressed in familiarity. When heaven prepares to elevate you, hell often sends a counterfeit palos, imitations, crockings. When God begins to open the path to your promise, the enemy will attempt to lure you back into the places you've already been delivered from. Do not be deceived. Not every return is reconciliation. Not every voice deserves re-entry. Some doors were not closed temporarily, they were sealed by divine decree. And revisiting what God has released will only delay what heaven is releasing. You must understand this. The enemy studies patterns. He watches the gates of your heart. He knows how to send voices that once soothed you, people who once had access to your inner courts, even memories that once made you question whether you were wrong for walking away. But you were not wrong. You were obedient. And obedience often looks like loss before it feels like freedom. Do not let nostalgia become your downfall. What feels familiar may no longer be faithful. There will be moments when old names resurface, when past relationships try to reattach themselves with apologies, with promises, with seemingly changed intentions. But the spirit within you must remain unshaken. Your peace is not found in their return. It is found in your resolve. Do not entertain what once drained you. Do not pity what once ignored your worth. The grace for that connection has lifted, and no matter how persuasive their words may be, their time has passed. Chosen one, the reason this must be said with urgency is because many abort their next season by revisiting what was never meant to survive their refinement. You have changed. You have evolved. And not everyone from your past has honored that change. Some only want access to who you used to be, not who you are becoming. But the person you are becoming is holy ground, and not everyone is allowed to tread where God is now planting you. You must protect this transition. You must guard your atmosphere. You must not confuse sentiment for destiny. Love that is ordained by God will never pull you backwards. It will never compete with His voice. It will never require you to shrink your calling to keep someone's attention. What is of God will not manipulate you. It will strengthen you. It will not confuse you. It will confirm you. And if you have to fight for clarity, it is not covenant. So let this be the dividing line. What no longer bears fruit must no longer receive your energy. What once made you question your worth must no longer be given access to your heart. You are not obligated to re-explain what God has already resolved in your spirit. Let them think what they will. Let them talk. Let them wonder why you didn't return their call. You do not owe anyone an apology for obeying the voice of the Lord. You are not moving out of spite. You are moving out of obedience. And this time your steps must be ordered without hesitation. The past may try to tug on you like a shadow, but you are not who you were in that chapter. And the door that is opening now requires that you leave certain things behind without mourning them. This is your exodus, chosen one. But unlike before, you are not just leaving chains behind, you are walking into promise, and the land God is giving you will not tolerate the residue of what He already judged. So lift your head, set your face like flint. Do not turn around for ghosts. What is ahead of you is alive, and what is behind you, though once necessary, has fulfilled its purpose. Do not delay your destiny for the sake of sentiment. This time, move with finality. This time, move with fear of the Lord. This time, move as one who knows they are truly chosen. Chosen one. Understand this with reverence. What is coming into your life is not a romantic diversion, it is a divine partnership. This connection has been authored in the courts of heaven and refined through fire. It is not being given to you to make you feel complete. It is being entrusted to you because your calling requires it. The season you are stepping into demands more than companionship. It demands covenant. It demands alignment. It demands someone who knows how to protect what God is birthing inside of you, not compete with it. This person is not showing up to fill a void. They are arriving to stand, watch over your purpose. They are not here to offer temporary comfort, but eternal clarity. They were not sent to entertain your feelings, but to walk beside your assignment. Their presence will not detour your journey. It will accelerate it. Their voice will not drown out the spirit. It will harmonize with it. Their love will not distract your devotion to God. It will deepen it, because this is not an emotional rescue. It is a spiritual alliance. You have known what it feels like to be with those who only wanted your presence, but not your purpose. You have felt the weight of loving those who didn't understand your assignment, who asked you to dim your light, who misunderstood your silence and despised your growth. But this is different. This person sees you clearly not through the lens of their own brokenness, but through the discernment of the Spirit. They recognize what you carry. They respect what you've overcome. And they are not intimidated by your anointing. They are drawn to it with holy fear. This connection will carry the evidence of heaven's fingerprint. You will not need to guess, perform, or persuade. You will not need to contort your identity just to be received. They will not love you for what you can do. They will love you for who God called you to be. And because of that, they will intercede for you. They will speak life over you. They will war with you in the Spirit, not out of obligation, but out of sacred honor. Because they do not see your calling as a burden, they see it as sacred territory that they've been entrusted to help guard. Do not miss this truth, chosen one. The person coming is not just a partner in love, they are a partner in legacy. This is not about dating. This is about destiny. It is not about passion alone. It is about purpose. And where there is purpose, there must be protection. This person will cover what God is building in you. They will not mock your mantle. They will not trivialize your tears. They will not run when warfare comes. They will remain, because this is not a bond built in the shallows. It is forged in the fire. You must discern the difference between attraction and assignment, between attention and alignment, between excitement and endurance. The person God is sending will not only ignite your heart, they will stabilize your path. They will not just stir your emotions, they will speak to your soul. And when they speak, you will hear the echo of heaven. You will feel the safety of covenant. You will sense that God did not just bring someone to love you, He brought someone to carry the vision with you. This is why you had to wait. This is why the counterfeits had to be exposed. This is why the pain was permitted. Because what is coming is too holy to be mixed with what was merely convenient. What is coming is too weighty to be handed to someone who does not fear the Lord. God has been guarding this person for you, just as He has been guarding you for them. And now the gates are beginning to open. So do not mistake this connection for a coincidence. It is a commissioning, It is an answer to the prayers you barely had words for. It is the reward of your obedience, the reflection of your growth, and the multiplier of your mission. This is not a distraction. This is destiny. And when you walk together, you will not just experience love, you will demonstrate God's covenant on earth. Chosen one, the hour of transition is drawing near. You can feel it like a quiet thunder rolling beneath your spirit. The air around you has shifted. Time feels heavier, more sacred, more exact. The veil between what was and what is coming grows thinner by the day. You are standing at the edge of something holy, and all of heaven is leaning in, watching, waiting, ready. But let this be made clear. What happens next will not be triggered by impulse, but by instruction. Not by emotion, but by obedience. Not by fear, but by divine order. You must not move until God says move. There is a holy stillness required in this moment, a sacred quiet that precedes divine motion. This is not the time to run ahead of the cloud, nor to lag behind in doubt. It is the time to listen. Your flesh may crave resolution, your mind may want control, but your spirit must learn to wait. For this transition is not being led by man's wisdom or natural logic. It is being led by the whisper of God. And only those who are attuned to his timing will walk through the door that is opening. Be still, chosen one. Be alert, but do not be anxious. Be ready, but do not rush. There is a difference between preparation and presumption, and God is not moved by pressure, he is moved by faith. When the moment comes, it will be sudden, but not surprising. It will be clear. There will be peace, there will be order, and there will be a shift in your spirit that says, now. And when that signal comes, do not hesitate. Do not ask for the opinions of those who were not called. Do not look for validation in places that never saw your worth. Move with holy confidence because the one who calls you is faithful. God has been preparing the conditions. Alignments are forming behind the scenes. Conversations are being orchestrated in rooms you have not entered yet. Resources are being gathered. Hearts are being softened. Angels are being dispatched. But the release will only come when obedience meets timing. Not one day too early, and not one moment too late. It will happen in divine sequence, and when it does, everything will unfold quickly, suddenly, yet sovereignly. What took years to wait for will take only moments to manifest. You must remain grounded. You must remain in the secret place. Do not let distraction pull you from devotion. Do not let weariness make you impulsive. Do not let impatience masquerade as boldness. Real boldness listens. Real boldness waits. Real boldness trusts that God does not need to be rushed because his plans are perfect and his clock is flawless. This is a critical hour. Do not miss the signal because you are trying to manufacture momentum. God is not in the whirlwind of chaos. He is in the whisper of confirmation. You will not need to force this door open. You will not need to strive to make it fit. When the moment arrives, it will fit like prophecy, returning home. It will feel like exhale after holding your breath for too long. It will feel like alignment, not effort. So hold your posture, chosen one. Stay bowed. Stay discerning. Keep your hands clean and your ears open. Because when he says move, you must move without fear, without delay, without explanation. The time is near, and the path you've been prepared for is about to unfold before your feet, like a scroll written by the hand of God. And when it does, there will be no question left in you, only worship. Your obedience in this hour is the final act of faith that unlocks the next. Be still, but be ready. For the voice that has kept you through every wilderness is about to call you into promise. And when that voice says, go, let nothing hold you back. Chosen one, the wait is over. The season has opened. What heaven whispered in secret, what your soul has long carried in silence is now being declared openly. It is time. The gates have shifted. The decree has gone forth. What was once distant is now present. What was once delayed is now released. You are no longer in preparation, you are in position. And everything that has tried to stand in the way of this moment must now bow to the authority of God's timing. This is not a symbolic change. It is a spiritual shift with real consequence, real territory, real inheritance. The heavens are not merely hinting, they are roaring. The angels are not just circling, they are clearing. The Lord is not suggesting, he is commanding. Rise, move, possess what was promised. Lay claim to what your obedience has made room for. Walk into what was written for you before the foundations of the world were set. You have cried enough. You have fasted enough. You have been stripped, refined, and proven. This is not a trial season. This is a transfer season. Mantles are being handed. Keys are being released. Territory is being marked. And your name, yes, your name has been summoned to the front. You are not being invited. You are being appointed. You are not stepping into something fragile. You are stepping into something eternal. Let every lie that told you you were forgotten be silenced. Let every curse spoken against your future fall powerless. Let every shadow of shame, doubt, fear, and delay be broken. This is not a repeat. This is not another cycle. This is not another wilderness. This is the fulfillment. This is the land flowing with the answer to every tear, every no, every closed door. The release is here. The promise has arrived. The oil is flowing. You must walk forward now, not with trembling, but with triumph. Not with hesitation, but with holy confidence. For the one who called you has gone before you. The one who assigned you has made provision. And the one who refined you will now reveal you. The path is open. The partner is aligned. The promise is ripe. Heaven has shifted in your favor. And no weapon, no delay, no voice, no enemy can block what God has already authorized. This is your appointed time. This is the fulfillment of prophecy. This is the place where your pain becomes purpose, your tears become testimony, and your waiting becomes wonder. Do not doubt what you feel. Do not shrink to make others comfortable. Do not delay what heaven has made clear. You are not only free, you are chosen. You are not only moving, you are ascending. You are not only receiving love, you are walking into covenant. So go forth, chosen one. Step into the new land with holy fear and bold obedience. Carry your mantle with humility and unshakable resolve. Look not to the left nor the right. You are covered. You are commanded. You are crowned. The decree is sealed. The door is open. The season has begun.